Welcome back to Point of View. We're highlighting all things diaspora, the diaspora here in Kenya. Now, going into our discussion, we want to talk about the remittance of money by the diaspora. Now, you set the contribution at about 100 billion plus. Let's talk about regulation. Who regulates the money that is being put into the country by the diaspora?
Linda, thank you for that question.
Yeah.
There is no effective agency. Of course, the Central Bank of Kenya monitors how much money is coming in, but they're only able to monitor the official channels of remittances.
Okay.
Western Union, MoneyGram, a few others. There was some like Dahash Bill and others that were bringing in a lot of money through the channels, but they've been shut down. Yeah. You know, there's that question.
Hawalas and all that.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So I would say the central bank is probably the only one that is actively engaged in monitoring this, this inflow. They're trying to set up more, maybe an agency specifically to monitor that. Oh yeah. There have been even questions of taxing or something, of that nature. We said no, and even if there was, you cannot tax without representation. Yeah. I mean, you don't want us to vote from abroad, but you want to tax our money? No. Ain't gonna happen. Okay. Oh, yeah. So the central bank has done a good job of monitoring that. And there's more money than the 113, which is now 120. We believe from this conference and other conferences and meetings we've had, there's probably 40%, maybe even 50% more money coming in than is on record. Okay. Every time I travel, a lot of Kenyans travel from abroad, they bring cash. Oh yeah. Either their own cash or money they've been sent with by friends and relatives to save on these transfer fees. Yeah. Sometimes when you get here, you get more Kenya shillings when you have it in cash, especially if you have $100 bills that were manufactured after 2000, I believe it's 2001. Yeah, you don't want to come over with bills from old bills. There are security features, dollars that is. All right. Euros, I don't know about euros, but for US dollars you need to come with newer bills. So the issue of regulation has not been very pronounced, if I can use that term, but Kenyans abroad are really not concerned even about regulation. Really? The only thing they're concerned about, which the government of Kenya has tried to do, though a bit hurriedly, is to make sure that these funds are not being pointed towards terrorism. Oh yeah. I'll be clear on this. There's a whole bunch of Kenyan Somalis, and we respect them. They're Kenyan citizens, the genuine ones, that is. And some young boys and girls have traveled from that region, specifically Minnesota, to Somalia to become jihadists, Kenyan Somalis, which tends now to make us believe that they were not, they had fake documents when they were leaving Kenya to go to the United States. So they could look into some of that activity to make sure it's not being directed towards terrorism. Yeah. But most Kenyans out there that are, and I know a whole bunch of them are true Kenyan citizens, they're very concerned about that situation, so we don't expect them to be a target of this. But the one or two, just like here in Kenya, there are indigenous Kenyans from every walk of life, from Luos, Kikuyus, Kalenjins, who are being co-opted into El Shabab, for example. Yeah. So we're not targeting them. So we're targeting anyone and everybody out there that may be moving funds from there, making good money in pounds, German currency, French currency, American currency, and then transferring it into doubtful and questionable activities. All right. Okay. So to answer your question, I hope that answers your question. And there's still a lot more that can be done with this money in a structured way. It can be directed into projects to help this country grow. Yes.
Now, the fees are usually very high for somebody who wants to send money back home through an official channel. Why is this so?
You know, they've gone down a little bit, but initially it was harder to have a trusted medium. So they used to charge very high fees because there was very little trust. So, but the ones who could do it used to charge quite a bit of money, up to $100 sometimes, and then graduations depending on how much you're sending. Even the banks used to charge a lot of money to send money. They've all come down. There are more agencies. There's PowerPay. There's a few other Kenyan outfits, aside from now the American ones, Western Union and MoneyGram. There are a few businessmen also who have creative ways of sending money. So the reason it was high is there was no real trusted medium. For example, Western Union had started that operation back in I'm going to say 95. Then they forgot that this is Kenya. So guess what? Fraud. Because you could go online and use your credit card or debit card to pull the money and send it to Kenya. They started that without due diligence on this side. So Kenyans on this side being able to get credit cards from tourists and, unsuspecting Kenyans, jump online, send money to themselves. And that's it. And now Western Union gets a call from banks. Half the transactions from you that are running money to Kenya are fraudulent. What's going on? So they shut it down for about a year to put in extra measures. Now they want you to, email a copy of your passport, your ID. You have to have a proper account, keep track of who you are, how often you send money, so that they're able to report even to, let's say, governments of Kenya and other countries about who's sending money and why.
Exactly. Reduce fraudulent activities.
Exactly.
Now, during this Easter Diaspora conference, we had a lot of partners being financial institutions, banks and the like. And what relationship has been established thus far between the diaspora and this financial element?
Very strong.
Okay.
Very strong, because for a long time, opening an account with a Kenyan bank was, like trying to sell your kid. One day, even when I was here, I just come for about 3 weeks, and I went to Barclays Bank. You only have 2-3 weeks. They wanted not just my documents. They wanted 3 referees who have accounts with Barclays Bank. They wanted me to show proof of address of, in the U.S. They wanted. At the end of 10 minutes, I looked at what the requirements are. I was like, all I want to do is open an account, Mr. Kamal. He said, well, these are the requirements. So I told him, I'm sorry. I just shook his hand and said goodbye.
All right. Just ended. Give up on it.
I give up. And I went back to the States because I didn't want to. I went to Kenya Commercial Bank, same thing. I went to Standard Chartered, worse. But today, I was able to open a KCB account when I was still in St. Louis. Just scanned my documentation, 3-4 pieces of information. They verified my citizenship. Bada bing, bada boom, I got an account number. And now I'm moving on up. So to answer your question, the things have improved. You can open an account quicker. They can get your mortgage. I particularly like the KCB mode of doing business. They're very fast, very efficient, very quick.
Okay.
They'll get you a mortgage within no time. You can remit money from your bank there. You can also get them to help you with your investments. If you want to do some trading on the Nairobi Stock Exchange and other mediums, they can help you with that, consulting and so on. So it's amazing. Actually, if the government can take the cue from these financial institutions, they'd be far ahead. If they can do business like business.
Get it over and done with.
Get it over and done with. Oh, man. The sky is the limit.
All right.
No. The sky is not even the limit. Yes, ma'am.
Way beyond.
Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful. Moving on to our final topics as we wind up our discussion. I want to talk about the global issue that has become terrorism and maybe get the diaspora's point of view, especially with due relation to the increased activities here in the country. And is there a relationship that has been established, relaying information from the diaspora to the national government over such issues?
Funny you mentioned that. We've actually been having a few meetings with some of my fellow colleagues from the diaspora. We want to help this government.
Yes.
We believe that shutting down the hash bill and other,
Hawalas and all that. Was
done in a bit of a haphazard way. That really is not where the problem is. information is key about who is coming into this country.
Okay.
Other avenues of information and interaction are missing. There's some loopholes. There's a lot of corruption. We've called for meetings even with the head of state to help him seal those loopholes. As you know, Linda, the primary responsibility of the president of any country is the protection of its citizens.
Oh, yeah.
We believe that President Uhuru and his team are trying, but they're not hitting the nail on the head. They could fail miserably if they don't get the dots well connected.
Okay.
For example, when I come to Kenya after coming from abroad, you don't feel very safe. You're driving on the streets of Nairobi, you're stuck in traffic for 4 hours. They could take advantage of you being stuck
in
this traffic to be robbed.
Yeah.
There's been carjackings. Sorry to keep referring to the United States, but if I press 911 in the US,
boom,
they're there in 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
They compete for who's going to be there first. And, our reputation with cities, how fast can they do the emergency?
Best response.
Best responses.
Oh, yeah.
Here, I think they're trying it, but I'm still not seeing it. And Sonko is not the answer, guys. Sonko is not the answer. His job is in the legislature.
Oh, yeah.
He's spending money with his rescue team's work that is supposed to be done by the county government. So if you think the diaspora is impressed with your, rescue team and all that, that's not your job. That's somebody else's job. Take your money and use it somewhere else. So, I'm going to tell it like it is. We don't beat around the bush out there. We say it like it is.
Oh, yeah.
So,
please go ahead.
Now I'm mad at Sonko. I can't even think now.
Okay.
But anyway, but I'm not mad at him. Honorable Sonko, hey, I'm not going to step on your turf, but the way you're doing it, I don't know.
Okay.
But anyway, the diaspora wants to be part and parcel, help this government and future governments, so that when I land in Kenya from JKIA, I feel safe. I feel I can do things. I can walk around at night. 2 a.m. We have emergency response systems responding within no time. The banks are now working very well. I can build my property anywhere. I can own land in Turkana, Mombasa, Garissa, Mandera without feeling that I might be attacked in the middle of the night or shot by some terrorists. And I'll keep referring to this, because we've lived out there, we've seen how it is. In those countries, it doesn't matter where you are. The infrastructure is smooth. Some of the roads we see, for example, in Kileleshwa, are the roads you see everywhere. Yeah. Everywhere. There's no good or bad. They're all the same. Security is the same. Banking is the same. So, to answer your question again, I implore the current leadership to tap into our knowledge, expertise, experience, exposure, and our will to make this the best country in Africa.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, indeed. And maybe a part in short, as we wind up our discussion, where do we want to see the relations between the diaspora and the Kenyan people in the homeland?
We top notch. When I was involved in radio, one of the reasons I'm still involved in radio is that ability to connect Kenyans with their daughters and sons abroad. Oh, yeah. And we used to have this thing where, and you should try it really, I'll be doing it in another forum, but where this Kenyan living abroad calls in via Skype or via telephone, and we are able to call their mom, their dad, their brother, pay for the call. Calls can be expensive. Indeed. Pay for that conference call. Mama, uko na mtoto wako hapa anaitwa John Odori, ako Marekani, ungependa kumsalimia. Oh, ule mtoto wangu, habari ya John, mambo, habari ya New York. Wonderful. Umenishtua leo. That interaction.
It's priceless.
Oh, it's priceless. The Kenyans here need to know we love them, we miss them, we are part of this country. And they must understand that just because we are miles abroad does not mean we don't care. Sometimes it's not about the money. I can send you, I used to send my parents, $200-300 a month. That's money I'm not getting paid back, or it's just a grant really to help them with their medical bills. So when I send that 30,000-40,000, that's great. Oh yeah. But my parent wants to hear my voice, wants me to come home more often. So, and to put it bluntly, a lot of times most Kenyans abroad are not able to come home as often as they would.
Yeah.
There are those limitations I talked about earlier, money,
Yeah.
status, issues, problems. It takes about 5 years to feel fully settled abroad. You know, you have to get an apartment. You have to get a car, unless you live in New York, Houston, maybe only those two cities. Those two cities. Most cities, you need a car to go to school, go to work. It's you know, these buses just won't work. So it takes time to fully settle. Apartment, car. You know, maybe you're paying your own school fees, so you're working for your fees. So you know, money to travel, you know, $2,000 just to get on your joyride, go to Kenya and do your thing.
It's not really available.
It's not available for some time.
Yeah.
Maybe you're also helping with medical bills here. You know, I have to implore this government, this thing called healthcare, and I'll keep pointing that out. We have got to fix it. Kenyans abroad have become the insurance company of their parents here. If it wasn't for my good job in America and also other Kenyans abroad, a lot of parents here, brothers and sisters, cousins, would not be able to pay those high bills in Kenyan hospitals. The other day, you know, I had a situation, for example, of someone whose child fell off a balcony.
Okay.
So they took them to Aga Khan. And, you know, based on those injuries and all that, they said, oh, this is going to be a big deal. So tell you what, do you have insurance? No.
Oh, my.
You're going to need a deposit of about 500,000.
$500,000.
$500,000. Now, Linda, come on. Do you see people here just dropping $500,000 into the account of Aga Khan? No.
No.
My own father-in-law, you know, he passed away December 29th last year. I was paying 14,000 shillings a week for dialysis.
Wow.
Because it's 7,000. Actually, it's 10. Call it 10,000 after the doctor sees me.
Yeah.
So it's 10,000 a shot for dialysis at Nairobi West Hospital. So twice a week was 20,000. 20 times 4 is what? 8. Not many Kenyans, unless you have good resources, can do that.
Yeah.
So
That's
we
very true.
we need change in this country. And that's why we're telling Kenyans on the ground that if you find that the leadership you're electing is not doing well,
Change it.
change it.
Oh, yeah.
Show them, it's called kick them to the curb.
Oh, yeah.
Get them out. Put people like us and Linda who can make it happen.
Oh, yeah. Wonderful.
You're running for member of parliament here, is that?
Very soon. Very
it's
soon.
true.
Oh, yeah.
Which constituency? Good. We're in.
All right.
We'll elect you unopposed.
Okay.
You never know.
Wonderful.
Great.
It would be great.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Robinson. It's been a pleasure having you in studio. Discussing.
You should invite me more often. You've been too quiet, Linda.
Oh no, really.
Don't keep me in the back here, you know. Throw me out here.
We
Let's
need to
talk
have
our people.
the diaspora speaking through you.
Absolutely, and other people.
Oh, yeah.
I will invite them.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me in studio.
Most
We
welcome.
have been discussing the role of the diaspora in Kenya's national development with me, Mr. Robinson Gichuhi. I've been your host, Linda Kroeger. This has been Point of View, the Diaspora segment. Keep it TVC.